Hello, Flosstube.
Greetings.
I'm Laura.
I'm Joe.
Welcome to the Slovak Farm.
This is the farm where we grow cross-stitch.
One stitch at a time. Today is Monday, July 24th. Happy Monday.
There's an oxymoron.
Happy Monday. How was everybody's week? Ours was busy.
Dun, dun, dun,
My nieces visited last week. I went pottery painting with them. Crafting. We went to the alpaca farm again. We had family picnic on Sunday because my one cousin that lives in Utah was visiting.
And she brought her boyfriend, so we can actually meet him in person.
Yes, because we've met him. We video chatted with him, but
that's not meeting somebody.
That's kind of only, I guess, half meeting them.
Yeah.
So.
When it comes to somebody who's dating a girl I've known since she was, what, 6 or 7?
Something like that.
Yeah, I want to shake your hand and take your measure.
So, all in all, it was a great week, but a busy week. So, my stitching, I didn't get as much stitching done as I normally would have.
I got zero. Like, this weekend, I really need you to keep me to sitting down and finishing that. Because if I don't get it done soon, I'm not going to get done. I would be mad at myself.
Well, yeah. Because September is creeping up on us.
And you need time to FFO.
I do. I need to find frames.
I don't care if you just wrap them up in something and call it pretty.
It's going to be a hot week this week in Ohio, and I am excited. Warm weather. Woohoo! Okay, so on average, by this time of the year, we have had 6 90-degree days. This year, we have only had 1. So ain't none of y'all allowed to complain about the dang on heat.
I like the snow. I always complain about the heat. It's also the fact that tomorrow I'm going to be carrying a lot of heavy stuff outside at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
And tomorrow's actually not going to be that hot of a day.
Okay.
I mean, it's going to be warm, but it's going to be about like today.
And I have no idea what I'm doing Thursday.
Good times. Okay. So, yeah. Why don't we shout out our commenters this week.
Hi, y'all!
A+ to all of you who realized we were wearing matching shirts last week.
We pseudo-matched today, actually.
Yes, we do. Colored. Well, this is like navy and stars. Here's little stars. And you're in black.
I'm a black hole. I got too fat.
And you're in the black shirt that is missing a button that I need to fix.
Okay, Glenna, Jeep Girl Stitches, Angie, Teresa,
Andrea,
that's Andrea.
That's Andrea. That's Sarah.
And PD Sister Tamara.
Yay! Thank you all for your wonderful comments. Yes, a finish. Most of you are looking forward to a finish on Raven Queen. And Spirit of Christmas. I'm sorry to disappoint. Neither of those happened this week. We'll talk about that in whips.
Speaking of,
here we go. Whips.
I wish.
I just knocked the ibuprofen off the table. We'll get it in a minute.
I don't even know what directions are.
Excuse me.
Oh, did we mention how... Yeah, I think we mentioned last time that the visit was not planned last week.
Yes, we did mention that the visit with the nieces was not planned last week, but...
So
we'll take it. It was fun.
I love hanging out with my nieces. They are awesome, and they're still at the age where they go, Uncle Joe! So you gotta hang out with them. Oh my good Lord, those kids have energy. And I wasn't even dealing with them that much.
Oh my, the energy. Yes, the energy. Okay, let's get started, shall we? We're going to start with... So last week was Shark Week in Daily 30, and yesterday started Shark Week on Discovery Channel.
Chomp, 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 chomp.
It's a bad week to be a seal. Okay. Moving on. Remember the year they did Shark Week, and they did this thing with Michael Phelps versus a great white shark, and everybody got all ticked off because, like, Michael Phelps didn't actually get in the water and race a shark. They did, like, how fast a great white shark can go and then how fast Michael Phelps could go, and they figured out that the great white would win in a race against Michael Phelps, but he didn't actually race the shark. And everybody was ticked off he didn't get in the water with a great white shark and actually race it. Does anybody else remember that? Because I do, and I remember thinking how stupid people were.
Wait. You do know we're the appropriate size for their food, right?
I mean, exactly.
And if any shark bit that man, considering at the time his physique and what he did, any injury like that would ruin his career.
It was just after the Rio Olympics, which was 2016. So, like, he was already done with swimming at that point, but come the flip on, people.
Plus, sharks are not greyhounds.
Yeah.
The only reason why a shark and Michael Phelps would be racing is if the shark thought he looked tasty.
Right. I mean, yeah. Anyways, moving on. It was Shark Week in Daily 30. So, Arctic Blast was my first offering for Shark Week. Prompts. Here is what it looked like at the start. And here's where we got. I did this for 2 whips, or for 2. I did this for 2 whips. No, 3 prompts. Not all of them Shark Week. I did this for my lazy whip because it is big blocks of color. It's nice blocks of color, so it's nice and easy and lazy to stitch on. I did this for a whip that had lots of blue in it. This has lots of blue in it. And then I double dipped it with, I can't remember which one of the weeklies, to go with a monthly, the A, because it's called Arctic Blast. So I did 621 stitches. White stitches there. Tons of white stitches. There's a lot of white stitches. And then some fairly light stitches here. And some in there. This is on a piece of 16 count white Aida. Because it's on white Aida because it is full coverage. So it doesn't need any color. And Aida because I'm lazy.
I actually thought of something cool.
What?
Can I have that pattern when you're done?
Sure.
And can I get a same size and count but black?
Sure.
I think the cross stitches with a black background would look, well, it would complement the other piece. The 2 pieces would complement each other.
Okay, but it's full coverage. You don't see the background once you're done stitching it.
Okay.
See, it's full coverage.
Oh, I thought you'd still see it through the back of the crosses.
No.
Okay. So that would only work if I did 1 strand instead of 2, which would look weird.
Yeah.
Oh wait, didn't you get me a version of that anyway for myself anyway?
Well, I haven't ordered it yet, but yes. Excuse me. Burps.
Do I have to go on the website?
No, you do not.
I'm gonna get my butt kicked.
Okay.
I love you.
Love you. So then, I picked up 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I did use a free pass. I used a free pass for one of them. I don't remember which one. I am getting over the vestiges of a cold, so forgive me. It's going to be one of those.
Shorter ones?
Where it's just kind of, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so then I picked up Spirit of Christmas. And this is what it looked like when I started. And here's where I got to. This is on a piece of 28 count Dirt Road at the Slovak Farm. So I did 627 stitches on this. My aggressive whip, because I stitch on this, like, I want to stitch on this as much as possible when I pull it out, because I want to finish it. I do want to finish it. As you can see, I did not get it finished. There's a lot of stitching in them little mousies at the bottom, which is okay. I just didn't get it finished. And then I used it for one of my monthlies, because this is an evergreen tree. The monthly for July was month's almost over. Hold on, I gotta find it. Recreation. We'll talk about that some more in plans. So, yeah. There's that. Moving along. Beep, 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 beep. Then, last week, when we were talking about plans, I forgot cross stitch weekend was this weekend. This weekend that just passed. Cross stitch weekend for July. I was starting Joan Elliott's Christmas in Blue with my friend Beth Ann, my friend Laura, and then our friend Tiffany was starting another Joan Elliott silhouette. I want to say Christmas Eve is the name of it, but I can't remember exactly. It's Christmas Eve something. But Christmas in Blue. There is no before picture because this is a new start.
Wait. I have the before picture.
Smart Alec.
I love you.
I love you. This is on a piece of 28 count white opalescence.
Even weave.
Even weave. I did this on white because, as you can tell from the cover photo, there's like a lot going on there. So I just wanted to stick with plain and simple. So I did 978 stitches on this in like a day and a half. There's not a lot of colors going on in here. I think I have 3 colors stitched on there. That's why I was able to stitch so fast. So I did this for the prompt. I don't care.
Hold it up or not?
You can put it down. I did this for the prompt for Shark Week for a unique whip, because I have nothing like this in my whip pile. This is very unique to me.
I think, period.
What I went with. She has she has her silhouette series, which this is a part of. There are a few that are like this. I think there's about half a dozen or so.
Can I look at those after we get done filming?
Sure. So, but I don't have any of the silhouettes, and I have nothing that looks like this. It's very unique to me. So that's what we went with. And then I used it for 2 monthlies. Because there is ribbon on the angel, and then the trees. There's several types of trees in here. So, got 3 things done with it.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! Then, to wrap up the week, I continued my work on... Where is she? There she is. There she is! Continued my work on Raven Queen for...
Oh, hail the Queen!
Olympic number 27, the Sydney Olympics. This is 1,850 stitches I need for that Olympic. Slow crawl right now. I think I'm up to 9 something, 8 something, somewhere in there, somewhere between 8 and 900. Here is where I started. And here's where I got to. She is stitched on a piece of 32 count even weave Flip it around, buddy. In the colorway Raven Queen. Pull her back a little bit. Back her up.
Okay, back her up. What? Baby's got back.
I did 442 stitches on her this week. Down in here, working on her skirting. And then I came up here and started filling in on the column of her dress because I'm like, this is starting to bother me that it's not stitched. So, some metallics. I have replaced all of the beads with metallics. And what I ultimately ended up deciding to do for the center column of her dress is just, you know, descend in order of darkness, dark to light, with the reds. It works. So, like, I have burgundy ribbon as my darkest point, and then 815 cherry, very cherry. Those are both burgundy ribbon and very cherry are Victorian mottos, and then 498 DMC. So, like, the color that's next, so the way I figured out my little, the bottom of her skirt, I made myself a little chart with the colors and their key. Yeah, you're not going to be able to read that. So I made myself a little chart with the colors and the keys, like the symbols, and I went darkest to lightest. So, burgundy ribbon is the main color in the column of the dress, and then, you know, the next, so on and so forth. So, like, the symbol for the next darkest would have been, like, the plus sign, so I'm doing that one in 815. There's another symbol that I'm doing very cherry. So that way, I still have that descending look. It's not, like, all of the plus signs are not 815 on this, but it's what looks the best and it's what works. So, still more work to do on her for...
That's the 2024 edition. She doesn't need to work on show.
Yes. So if I want to stitch her for all of the Sydney Olympic stitches, still more work to do. Because I'm only, not quite, I'm only like half done. Alright, so that has been my stitching for the week. Next we move on to plans. Plans and announcements.
Work is going to be somewhere between hectic and, oh my god, we're all going to die! So I'm going to be stitching on Saturday, maybe, hopefully.
We're going to encourage it.
If somebody reminds me, because I'm not going to think of it.
The only plans I have this week are in my pool.
You remember that old ribbon that you would have for making those bracelets back in the 90s?
Uh-huh.
I wonder if we can modify like that and some really... make that into like cross stitch.
That plasticky stuff that you would like fold
Yeah.
over and stick right in the loop.
Yeah,
I literally just saw a TikTok about that.
So I'm thinking it'd be like a 3-count Ada,
Yeah.
but it would be really funny to see you cross stitch with that in the pool.
Those beach bags that have the holes in the sides, apparently they float. I don't know. I've seen them all over Instagram Reels. People using them for crocheting at the beach and stuff. I don't know. You get a plastic box and crochet in the pool.
Yeah, the only thing I'm worried about is there is chlorine.
I know.
So, and also I don't want dye in the pool.
I don't either. So that's why we're not going to do that. Okay. So, plans. He has few plans. I have a lot to talk about in plans. Because all of a sudden I realized next week is the 31st. That's the end of the month. And I still had like 4 monthlies to finish because I am not Super Stitcher and I don't stitch my monthlies by the 5th. And then brag about it.
It's okay. Who do I have to go beat up?
So, I was like, well, this week is just going to have to get this week, which is Poison Garden Week in Daily 30, is just going to have to get forgotten about and possibly not stitched. And then I had a revelation. I earned passes from the last pop-up. One of those passes, a free pass for one of the monthlies. Boom! Down to 3 monthlies. I've already got one of those monthlies done, and I'm a little bit more than halfway done with the second one of those 3 monthlies. That'll be done by tomorrow. So I also have a free pass to use for my weeklies for July. So that takes care of one of the Poison Garden. My other problem was, I'm reading through the Poison Garden prompts and going, I don't have anything that fits this. Stitch on something that keeps you wide awake. I suppose I could probably come up with a story that would make my projects fit that. Stitch on a whip where you have learned something. Tell us what you learned. What?
That one, that keeps you awake. Turtle. I have been late to bed more times because you needed to get stitches for some game or another, stitching that dang turtle, than any other project you own.
I mean, honestly, truthfully, though, it's any of my projects.
But I'm just saying, that turtle has made me miss more sleep than any other project you have because you've had to frog it so many freaking times.
This is true. Okay.
So, turtle.
Moving along. Stitch on a whip with a grand house. My ARTM, I have several whips that have castles on them. My ARTM bell has not been stitched on since in a while. So I also was looking today at my whips that I have not stitched on in this like little cycle through of my whips. ARTM bell has not been stitched on in a while, and it's got a castle on it. So there you go. Stitch on a Christmas whip or a whip with a rose. I could do one of my Christmas ornaments, or I could do more stitches on
Bell, 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 bell.
the ARTM bell, which is probably what's going to happen.
Oh,
And
you
then,
get a choice anywhere?
well, I had a feeling you were going to pick that anyways.
You.
And then stitch on a whip with water, a water feature, such as a fountain or a snake. Now, I don't have anything with a snake on it. I have several whips with water and a water feature with a fountain. So, I have stitched on all of them in this little cycle through. So, there's a debate between doing alternative stitches or pulling one of those out. We will see what happens when we get that far. Now, I realized that I had all these daily 30 passes from the pop-up. So I have my free pass. Boom, can use that. I have a whip of choice pass, which means I'll have to match the dang prompt. So the prompt where I learned something new is going to get a whip of choice. I just don't know what whip that is.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
Is ATR Bell the one that you adopted?
No, that is the one that I started for my birthday this year.
Okay.
Soda Stitch Bell is the one I adopted from Angie.
Okay, I didn't know which one it was because I don't know much about it.
That one, though, has water on it. And a rose.
And you learned to...
And a grand house.
And you've never actually done somebody else's project before like that, if I'm not mistaken. Have you?
Yes, I have.
Oh, okay.
So, that could come out for a water one. Because that one's actually fairly easy to stitch on. Fairly quick to stitch on. My other option I was thinking about, because technically I did not do my Sal prompt last week. My other option to stitch was thinking, Tale as Old as Time does have the fountain on it. And I could do the Sal stitches on it, finish up the block I'm on, and then blow through some of that castle background and make the fountain prompt finished. But
is there? Where's your list of stuff that you need to stitch on still?
But my whip of choice is going to depend on what I do with the monthly, because I pulled out So anything that doesn't have a check mark. So on this page, it's just Calla Lily Bride. Over here, it is Sampler Book, Celtic Valentine, Harvest Hauler, and You Are My Sunshine.
I thought of one for something that you learned. Sampler Book, you learned you actually are a sampler stitcher.
Sampler Book. I'm a sampler stitcher, yes. However, I'm probably just going to use my free pass on it.
Okay, I didn't know if you wanted to use it for one of the other ones, so I'm giving you options.
I pulled out You Are My Sunshine to put into my last monthlies because all of the letters that I needed are stitched on that project. And that project stitches fast.
Yay!
So, am I taking a softball on that one? You bet your sweet butt I am. Now.
I just have one question about that. Saying, not yet what you said, but that saying. Considering the fact that I saw a video of one of the best batters in the major leagues going against one of the best pitchers in softball, and he got struck out so bad it was a 1-2-3.
Yes.
I don't get what the whole taking it like a softball means. That's actually a larger projectile traveling at the same speed.
Which is actually, yes, you are very correct. And any Major League Baseball player will tell you that hitting a softball is so much harder than hitting a baseball. But anyways, so, depending on where I get with You Are My Sunshine, because there's a chance with 600 some odd stitches to do with You Are My Sunshine, I could actually finish it. But that may go plopped into Whip of Choice because I actually do kind of want to finish it this week. It's like such an easy thing to stitch, and I'm like so far on it that it's like, just sit down and finish it. And in all truthful honesty, if I finish it before I finish the monthlies, I will probably pull out Spirit of Christmas because I know that has a bunch of letters on it.
You know what? I would purposely do the ones you know Spirit has last.
Well, I know what month, I'm halfway through one of the letters.
I'm just saying, that's all. You can do that later.
I'm pretty sure Spirit of Christmas has an O on it. That would be my last letter.
Okay, that's all. Okay, love you.
So I'm using my passes to save my behind on.
Isn't that what they're for?
You bet your sweet butt they are. Now, as I was going through my whips that I have not stitched on in a while, I pulled all of them out that I need to finish before as I cycle through the whips. And I had the come to Jesus moment with this whip. I really don't like this. I really don't. I really don't like it. It's not my... It's not my thing.
How far along are you on this one?
I don't think I'm that far. Well, maybe I am. I just don't like it. I find myself forcing myself to stitch on it. That is uneven weave. I'm telling you right now, it's uneven weave.
I noticed.
Okay, I mean, if you want to stitch it, by all means, be my guest.
I don't know what I'm going to or not, but I don't think you could salvage any of this anyway, could you?
No.
So
I could probably salvage the top half and use it for something small.
Well, my exact thought was, if I completely destroy it, I ruined an already destroyed project.
I just don't want to stitch it.
This is me.
However, I do want the needle minder off of it.
I was about to say you can have that, actually. But can I finish talking?
Certainly.
This would be a good project for me to practice uneven weave without actually worrying about wrecking it.
Fair enough.
Because if I wreck this, nobody in this household's going to care.
Right. Fair enough. If you want to stitch it, be my guest, because I do not. And that's when I realized Celtic Valentine wasn't even on my list of whips. And I was like, I need to rewrite this list. And I'm like, no, I don't. I just need to clean up the page a little bit. Which I did. Okay. So that is plans. I think plans was the longest section. No, it probably wasn't. But announcements, if you see anything that if you have seen anything that you would like to order, contact me and I'll hook you up if I can. That is all we have this week, so what would we like the people to do, honey?
Have a nice day. Have a nice day. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, bell notification, thingy me bobby, the whole YouTube thingy. And if you have any friends that aren't watching our channel that you know like to watch Flosstube, share. Like, flat out, just attack them with it. Put the Slovak Farm's YouTube address on a brick and throw it at them. A little too aggressive?
I'm not going to say what I was thinking.
Okay, well, I'll ask you if the video's done then.
Well, ask me after the video's done. Okay! So thank you all so much for spending a little bit of time with us this week. We will see you next week. Have a great one.
Oh, wait, one quick question. I know, I just interrupted the bye-bye, didn't I? Comment below if you've ever taken a softball for a challenge group, like Laura did.
Oh, I'm sure.
And tell us the story.
I'm sure they have.
Okay, you can go bye-bye now.